Hello, a warm welcome to all spiritual seekers and meditators, and to all those who are seeking some insights. And today I've prepared a space to explore the flow of abundance in your life. This is not just financial abundance, it's also about love and opportunities and whatever brings you fulfillment. I've prepared two different groups of cards, and you just take a moment and see to which group you are drawn to, and then I will see you in your reading. So hello to those who chose the group number 1, and we are starting with the first position of this spread, which is the root of abundance. This is about where your abundance energy comes from, all your natural gifts and talents, or whatever resources are available to you. And we have 3 cards. We have 5 of Cups from the Tarot, Orphaned from the Wisdom Oracle, and Imprisonment or Slavery from Past Life Oracle. So this seems like a surprising set of cards for the root of abundance. All these cards suggest loss and lack and difficult situations. So there is a kind of paradox in your life that in fact your abundance lies in your deepest wounds, your losses, your restrictions and abandonment. And also this first position shows us that those who chose this group may be struggling very hardly now in this moment. Maybe you've known some disappointments, maybe you're going through grief, and life just doesn't seem to go in the way you hoped for, and there is sadness. And but also with the 5 of Cups we also have a lot of emotional depth and ability to find hidden treasures, because this is a Scorpio card, and as we know, Scorpio needs a lot of pressure and almost destructive energy in order to transform. So this is Mars in Scorpio. So you are now going through a deep transformation, perhaps even through some discord or strife or even quarrels. It may also pertain to your relationships, not necessarily, but you are going through some deep grief and perhaps loss in your life. And then, of course, the Orphaned card kind of carries a similar meaning. Maybe you feel left out or abandoned. This, of course, can go way back into your childhood and even in your past lives. Perhaps a theme of being an orphan is a recurring theme in your life, and you are very hungry for belonging and connection. And but from this hunger comes a big drive and a lot of life experience where you had to learn how to tend for yourself. So you have this ability to create a space of love inside of you, even if it's not given from the outside. You may be a person who is very much capable of consoling those in need because you understand deep struggles and deep pain. So this, in fact, is something that can become the source of your abundance. You may be a great therapist, a natural therapist, or someone who can really understand the struggles people go through. And this is the source of your maybe future wealth or even present wealth. You know how to turn the mud into diamonds. This is your talent. And then we have from the Past Life Oracle a similar card with also quite a heavy theme of imprisonment and slavery. So this may be a very deep karmic or ancestral energy. Maybe there are stories of limitation and control and feeling bound and restricted. So there is a strong memory of you being perhaps literally enslaved. Perhaps you were a slave in your past lives. And this gave you the ability to break chains. So with that Mars in Scorpio, that is a Mars that fights, that has a lot of resilience. So you are someone who can transform lack into freedom and separation into belonging on the level of the soul. Many times, especially in relationships, but also in material connections or material abundance, we are faced with lack in order to learn abundance and belonging on the soul level. When all relationships and outside means are taken away from us, we learn how to really depend on our soul. We are thrown back on ourselves. And this is, in some lives, we have to go through that so that the soul learns the true treasure of being rooted in itself. And then we have the second position, which discusses blockages. So what is currently limiting or blocking the flow of abundance in your life. And we have Ten of Cups from the Tarot, and Flexible from Wisdom Oracle, and Monk or Nun from the Past Life Oracle. And it's very interesting to see this Ten of Cups, the image of the Ten of Cups, which in a way shows a kind of a nun or monk figure as well. Usually this is the card of joy and family harmony and fulfillment. It is like a continuation of the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is the personal fulfillment, and Ten of Cups is spreading the joy, sharing it with others in your community. It can literally speak about community and the joy of shared community. But here we have a solitary figure in this image, and it kind of relates to the monk or nun archetype that we drew from the Past Life Oracle. So it may mean that you are bound by certain vows, or you have a story of devotion and discipline in your life. Perhaps you inherited energies from the past life of renunciation, perhaps vows of poverty, and beliefs that material abundance is not spiritual, or perhaps it's even forbidden. So this may block your present abundance in this life. And then we have this Flexible card, a figure balancing on top of an egg. It's interesting, an egg representing like something new has to be born, and you have to bend and adapt without breaking this egg, whatever this egg carries within. So perhaps you were walking on eggshells regarding your abundance, or maybe you are too careful, or maybe you need to stretch and be extremely flexible with money so that you can make ends meet or survive or just afford what you want to have. And there may be some mental blockages and past life memories of renouncing the material world and abundance, or perhaps even having certain judgments about money and abundance. So you are walking on eggshells regarding money, and this may be perhaps something to take a look at and to understand better within yourself. So it seems that your path of abundance is blocked by the weight of ideals and inherited vows and a certain rigidity and being too careful with money, and also very much colored by spiritual values. So you may have this tension between spiritual and material world, regardless of what kind of spiritual school you adhere to. It doesn't matter. So you need to give yourself permission to receive joy in many forms, not just the ideal picture, or there may be also this sense of that money is not clean or is burdened by sins of the past, sins of the fathers, So take a look at your spiritual beliefs and values that you have regarding money and abundance. We usually carry them without even being aware of it, especially if we are more sensitive people or more, let's say, spiritual people involved in self-discovery and spirituality. We sometimes carry judgments about money since the humanity has been burdened by a lot of restrictions about money, and we have been judged as people if we wanted to have money. So the money as an energy and as an idea is very much weighed down by certain beliefs. So this may be the block. If not, this combination of cards may also perhaps represent inherited patterns from your own family. If we take the Ten of Cups in its traditional sense of home and family connections, perhaps there were some certain family expectations of you or family patterns involving money. Well, this is usually the case, so I'm probably not telling you anything new, but just something to consider. And then we have the third position, which is about the mindset shift. So a belief or perspective that you need to embrace to align with abundance. So what is the perspective that you need to embrace? And we have the World card from the Tarot, to be fair, from Wisdom Oracle, and Communal Living from Past Life Oracle, which goes together with the theme of family and community connections that we had in the previous position in the Ten of Cups. So perhaps spiritually and emotionally in the past you belonged to certain communities, perhaps even spiritual communities. I'm talking about your past life or perhaps even this life, where you took certain vows and certain decisions about money, and you developed a certain perspective of money. And then, well, if we look at the World card, so we see this tree rooted, reaching into the cosmos, and it's surrounded by these cycles of the moon. So the World card is always about completion and wholeness and integration. So the mindset that you should embrace, it's about seeing the bigger picture, seeing the whole world as abundant and cyclical. Maybe you need to expand. Maybe you need to reach out to people more. In very mundane terms, the World card can also mean web businesses, web connections, internet connections. Internet is a means to be globally connected. And in fact, we are connected in the ways that humanity was never connected before. And this also gives rise to many opportunities. So maybe this is something to consider. So if you are considering going to the web, to the world web of the internet, do so. This is encouraging you to do so. Also, it encourages you to reach out to people that are perhaps like-minded or connect with you on a certain level of mind, as the communal living suggests. This is like an image of shared homes, pointing to lives lived together, shared resources. So the flow of abundance increases when shared. If we connect that with the cards that we drew before, with the orphan card, with all the struggle that we saw, with the slavery card that we had in the first position, it seems that your story of abundance is about transition from being cast out, from being rejected, into being accepted, into being connected with other people. It's a story of who I can connect with and who can help me, and embracing the mindset that in fact we can receive help from others, and it's okay to share and develop relationships that will sustain us. And this is fair. So we have to be fair card in this set. So it's okay, it's allowed to be in harmony with others. if you have these deep ingrained notions that you are an orphan and that you need to tend for yourself, that you need to be self-dependent, this mindset shift is suggesting that it's okay to take a different approach, to accept help and connect with other people. That is okay. That is fair and just. And probably you are someone who can give a lot, who is a giving person. You may be very helpful to other people, and it's okay to receive the support back. Also, with the To Be Fair card, which is kind of similar to the tarot card of justice, it may suggest that you can enter into professional partnerships. And if it is so, if this is the case, you can trust them. And this connection or connections can really grow into a big cosmic world tree that will support you. So this group, those who chose this group, if you have a certain kind of business idea or desire to develop some kind of business or connect with others for a business idea or whatever, this is giving you a green light, and it's suggesting that you will have more abundance, more flow of abundance through projects, and your business ventures will be successful. So basically you are stepping from isolation and scarcity into connection and balance and wholeness. So this is the shift from being alone to being connected. And this can also, of course, mean abundance of relationships, abundance of support and joy, and people who understand you. And then we have the fourth position. This is discussing practical actions. So concrete steps that you can take in daily life to invite abundance. And we have 5 of Pentacles from the Tarot, a leg up from the Wisdom Oracle, and scribe or writer from Past Life Oracle. So the 5 of Pentacles shows typically these 2 figures outside in the cold, feeling poor and abandoned. And this again reflects the orphan and scarcity theme that we have already encountered from the very start. So this is again about struggle and feeling locked out. And typically in the 5 of Pentacles, we see in the Rider-Waite version at least, we see the tree of life in the image, represented as the church's window. And in the window we see the upper part of the tree of life, of the Kabbalistic tree of life, so the upper Sephirot, which talk about spiritual energy that is available. So we may be experiencing physical or material hardship, but spiritual help is on the way. 5 of Pentacles is in many instances a card of help, a card of things are getting better, even though it doesn't look that on the first glance. But in fact it is a card of receiving help. And this goes back to the story that we told about you accepting the help from others and connecting with others. So your abundance issues are about connecting, sharing, and not feeling left out in the cold. And of course the card a leg up is a perfect confirmation of this theme. This is symbolizing support and even mentorship and receiving help. It can literally mean that there is a person, a stronger, bigger person, as in this bigger bear that we see in the image, that can offer help and that you can lean on. And so you are encouraged to lean on others rather than going it alone. And with the scribe or writer from the Past Life Oracle, again, this shows the power of communication and expression. Perhaps you literally need to write to someone, say something. If you feel prompted to do so, just go for it. It will be extremely successful. If you are planning, or maybe you're considering asking for help, you are encouraged to do so. Also, perhaps you need to write down your ideas, or perhaps you can earn money by writing, journaling, or perhaps just sharing your words or talking. Maybe you are good at telling stories, writing articles, maybe literally writing books, or just talking to people. Or just you need to talk to someone about your situation, and this will also open new channels. And then we have the fifth position, which is about opportunities around you. So this is the abundance that is already present, but perhaps you're not noticing it. And we have 10 of Pentacles from the Tarot, no place like home, and finances, very conveniently, from the Past Life Oracle. And this is very interesting. Again, it suggests literally home. Well, 10 of Pentacles in Tarot is the card of not just home, but deep family connections, generational connections that stretch over generations. And then we have the no place like home card and finances. So perhaps you have a strong financial background from home. Maybe this is available to you, but you don't want to ask, or you feel you cannot turn to your family. Some of you may have very good reasons for that, since we did have this orphaned card. So it may be that you are indeed an orphan. Maybe you lost your parents, or maybe one of them, or you are not connected with your original family. But there are resources, it seems, available from your original family, from your home, perhaps in a form of inheritance. Maybe you are due to get some money from family members that really in fact belongs to you. So also it seems that you may need to perhaps ask for it. Like there is this pile of coins that we see in the finances card. So there is a pile of coins. There are resources of money available to you. Since finances is the card from the Past Life Oracle, it may mean that you come from a certain abundance, but there is an issue present with it. As we said earlier, perhaps you have vows of restriction, vows of scarcity. Maybe you come from an influential family and you may feel that their money is not worthy, or there are some kind of mental and limiting beliefs about money. So this is a very interesting group. It seems that you have abundance available, but still you have this desire or the need to do it alone. So you need to find perhaps a new family, a spiritual family that will be able to help you. So you will decide what the case is, whether you have to turn to your own family, maybe heal the wounds with them, or you need to establish new family that will feel like home for you. Now, the sixth position is about spiritual support. So what can help you spiritually on your path? And we have some very interesting cards here. So we have the Magician from the Tarot card. We have the Mending card from the Wisdom Oracle, and the Wars and Battles from the Past Life. So it gives quite a clear message. You have come through struggles, perhaps literally through wars, which perhaps left you orphaned, or maybe you were left to your own devices and you perhaps joined some other community. So let's not go too much into these past life stories. They are not so important, and they're very individual. So this is something that you need to uncover for yourself. We are just suggesting what may be the case. So absolutely you need to mend your relationship with money. And in the previous reading we had slavery, we had these vows and renunciation cards, and now we have wars and battles. So maybe something rings a bell, maybe something resonates with you, perhaps more on the spiritual renunciation side, or perhaps on the battle and war side. Whatever the case, they can really mess up with your ideas about money, since, well, in wars people were left bare and they were usually robbed and even enslaved. So it seems that there is a deep, deep memory of losing things, of not being supported financially, of being left on your own devices, and this is something you need to mend. So spiritually, you have all the power to mend it, because we have the Magician card, and this reminds you that in your mind you have everything. You have the mind, you have the heart, you have the voice to shift this energy. And Magician is also number 1, so it offers like a fresh start. You can start fresh with money and abundance in this life. No need to struggle, no need to fight, no need to renounce. You can embrace your new family, your new world tree, and this will mend your relation to money and also to anything related to abundance. Also relationships, support, healing, also physical issues. Perhaps you are experiencing some physical issues. The Wars and Battles card can suggest. If we've gone through wars in past lives, we may even be born with some physical issues, or they may present themselves in this life. This is the case just for some of you. It is just a suggestion. But this group really talks about deep wounds regarding abundance, regarding taking care of yourself, regarding being supported. And this Magician, here is where the magic happens. You can turn it around. You have the clarity of the mind, you have the awareness, and you have the power of manifesting a new life. So be brave and allow yourself this shift and move away from wars and battles and embrace your new spiritual family, perhaps people whom you can trust, and heal and forgive old battles, so you don't need to fight for survival anymore, and you can create your new life from peace. And then we have the last position. That's the outcome, harvest position. It shows what abundance will manifest when and if you follow this path. And we have Two of Cups, Between Worlds, and Galactic from the past life oracle. Well, Two of Cups shows two figures exchanging cups in harmony. This symbolizes love, union, partnership, and mutual support. And these can really relate to the theme of not being an orphan anymore, of having support in your life. So whatever the case with your abundance, whatever issues you're struggling with, the main theme seems to be you being left to your own devices, and now it's time to stop this and accept help and support, whether it be in a form of a romantic relationship, a friendship, or even perhaps family support or spiritual community support. And we have this Between Worlds card, this flamingo stepping from a gray landscape into a vibrant, colorful world. So you are transitioning from a gray, dark place, cold place, into something brighter and more aligned with your purpose. And then we have this galactic card. And we see this cosmic scene. It evokes vastness and this higher perspective. It kind of resembles the world card, the world tree. So you are connecting beyond the personal. This is about universal belonging and guidance. So the abundance that you are manifesting or creating or calling in your life is deeply relational. And it has to do with your connections. It has to do with healing your roots, your family roots, your past life issues. And it's also, it has this cosmic dimension. So what you're going to harvest is love and harmony and partnerships. So besides romantic union, it can be soulful friendships and collaboration. Also business partnerships that will nourish you and support you. And so you are definitely stepping into a very abundant phase. So if you have been struggling and being in a lack or fear or feeling alone, you are entering a very beautiful, vibrant world. Harvest is happening. You are transitioning into this new world where you will be much more in alignment with flow and joy and abundance. So it's about connecting also to this star energy, to the universal consciousness. So you are also you're harvesting something spiritual. You are learning something on a deep level of your soul, and maybe you are discovering your bigger purpose. So you are moving from old scarcity into a bright new life, and it is time. It is meant for you. This is your cosmic journey. You are connecting to something higher, some higher destiny. You may feel the call in the form of a business, in a form of creativity, in a form of relationship, whatever the case. It is aligned with your higher destiny, and you will be very abundant and very successful. So heal your connections, forgive, let go of the struggle, let go of the war, and step into this beautiful world of personal and cosmic abundance that will help you travel through this world much more lightly and more brightly. So I hope this resonated. I'm very glad that you had this beautiful reading. Rest assured that joy and abundance is on its way. Good luck. So hello to those who chose group number 2. And let's look at the first position in this reading. This is about where your abundance energy comes from, about your natural gifts and talents and resources. And we have the King of Swords, like he's this ruler with authority, and he has this sword in hand, a very sharp mind, and he's all about intellect and strategy and truth. So he has the ability to cut through any illusion. So he represents rational thinking and clear vision. And then we have this new life card. We see this fairy stretching atop a pedestal. She is enjoying this fresh beginning and fresh opportunities, and she's like awakening to a higher vibration of life. And then from the past life oracle, we have the arts card with this guitar image and piano keys, and this card evokes creativity and expression, inspiration. So it may be that you have inherited some artistic or even musical talents from previous lives, or maybe this is something that you have been cultivating in this life. So your root of abundance is anchored in this kind of union of clarity and creativity, and you are able to combine this into something new. There is a fresh start in your life. So regardless of the question, this new life fairy is promising a new beginning. And it's interesting that it carries the number 39, which is usually the year, so the age in your life where we experience Pluto square around 38, 39, and it's like a beginning of a midlife crisis. So regardless of your age, this is just a quick reminder. So this is a Pluto square number, and it brings like the shedding off the old skin and bringing a fresh beginning, and the need to develop a different kind of power, a different kind of attitude towards life. So it seems that you are now facing a certain kind of situation where you have to start something new, and you may be strategizing. Maybe this is you, the King of Swords, planning, strategizing, dealing perhaps with some serious issues, which also is quite typical for Pluto square. So, but still, you are promised a fresh beginning and renewal, and this is also the promise of new abundance coming into your life. So your true abundance root is this gift of clarity and creativity that you can combine into a fresh beginning. So also with the King of Swords, you may be someone who has developed a lot of intellectual ability. Perhaps you are a strong professional person, regardless of the domain where you work or what you do in your life. It seems that you have developed your mind very much, and this is a strong talent of yours. It gives you a strong position. But also now you are also opening to new possibilities, so you know how to use your mind creatively, and this is a great asset. And then we have the second position, which is about blockages. So what is currently limiting or blocking the flow of abundance? And we see this Ace of Rods, which is Ace of Wands, with this young woman balancing very carefully between 2 points. So normally this card is all about new beginnings and inspiration. So again, we have this theme of the new beginning, even though now it's coming up in the blockage position. So it may be that you are hesitant to take this first step, or as the image shows, you may be fearful, or you need to balance things. So we see 2 legs, well, because people are 2-legged creatures usually, normally. And so we have 2 steps. So perhaps you need to make 2 different steps, or as we saw in the previous position, combine 2 different things, unite 2 different areas of life perhaps. One which is very professional, very intellectual even, or very businesslike, and the other which is more free and creative. And now this may create fear of taking the first step, or doubting about whether you can pursue your passions. And then we have the serendipity card. This is the fairy lifted into the sky by a clover. So this is about alignment and happy accidents, like luck, the situations that happen in synchronicity with something. And so maybe you're waiting for the right moment instead of trusting your own initiative. Perhaps you are relying on the signs too much, or maybe you feel like you're not in sync with the moment, or maybe there's just too much waiting for the right moment. And then with the Native American card, this is from the Past Life Oracle, we see this tent and this tradition. So it may be that you are not connected to the roots. Maybe you feel like you don't belong to this tent, or if you try something new, you will be like cast out from the tent, and not be able to survive if you remove yourself from your land of ancestry, from your ancestors. So maybe there is a deep-rooted fear of not belonging to the right tribe. So your abundance is blocked not by lack of opportunity, but by hesitation to step into your own passion, to follow your own passion. It may be because of the fear of losing contact or connections with people who support you, or literally your ancestors, your family, your tribe. So now we move into the third position, which is the mindset shift, which is needed. This is the position. So the mindset shift. And this is about a belief or perspective that you need to embrace to align with abundance. So what kind of perspective you need to embrace? And here we have a very interesting take, because this set of cards, these 3 cards, they talk about love and connections. So, well, very obviously we have the Lover's card from the tarot. So 2 figures embraced, surrounded by flowers. So they embody union and harmony and alignment of values. And Lovers is not just about connections and love, it's about aligning with our own heart. And when we are aligned with our own heart, we also meet and attract connections that reflect that back to us. This is not easy to do. Many people are not aligned with their hearts. They don't even know what that means. And it doesn't mean just following your own desires. Desires are not very much the heart area. Heart is more subtle energy of a deeper understanding and connecting with what resonates with you. So with the Lover's card, it seems that you need to embrace the position that I will unite with what truly aligns with me. It may concern relationships in your lives, especially since we have also this unrequited love card here from the past life oracle. So it may be that you are still concerned about some issue which you have been dealing with for many lives. So this is literally about love not being returned. This is a story about rejection or some deep karmic wounds around giving and not receiving. So this position, it reflects some deep emotional pain regarding love and connections. So your abundance may be connected to feeling left out or not heard, not understood, or just simply not being able to share your vision with the right partner, whatever this partner may be, a business partner, life partner, lover, whatever. So, and we have the Unfinished Symphony card as well, and we see a performer on the top of the egg with these musical notes around. So it may show literally some unfinished business from the past lives. So if you are dealing with some person, if your inquiry is deep down about some relationship and you are not receiving the abundance or the response that you want from this relationship, this may be some past life issue where you have lived through situations where you were just simply not understood. Maybe you were, well, in a way, too developed, too original, too creative to be able to find your own tribe, because it's not easy to find people when we function on a certain level. Sometimes we need to do it alone in order to truly develop our minds, and then the soulmates are very difficult to find. So whatever is happening in your life, whatever issue you're having with abundance, it has to do with something unfinished, with some pattern of behavior, some ideas that you carry around relationships, around connecting with others and aligning with others who can truly respond to you. And you have probably not found yet the right person for that. So you might be feeling alone and not really abandoned, but not truly understood neither. So your mindset shift is about moving from unfinished emotional stories and wounds of rejection and not being understood into aligning and consciously choosing the right partners, the right people, the right situations. And also we have this notion of completion. So you have to finish your business. Maybe literally you need to finish or conclude some relationships or projects in your life. Maybe there are projects hanging there in your mind, and you've been strategizing and thinking about them, but not really concluding them. There may be at least one important thing that you need to conclude, because we had that King of Swords in the first position. The kings are a very high number in the set. They represent the highest expression. So you've come far, and use this energy to complete your story. Finish something. Something needs to finish. It may be a project, a relationship, a connection. Just conclude it, move on, and align with people and situations that are truly in harmony with your soul and your heart. So now let's continue with the position 4, practical actions. So these are the concrete steps that you can take in daily life to invite abundance. And we have the Queen of Rods, so that's the Queen of Wands, and we see this figure in golden light surrounded by sunflowers, which are quite typical for the Queen of Wands. And she's very confident and magnetic, and she's smiling, and she's all about the power to inspire and lead. We have this rod in her hands, and then with the milk and honey, well, a traditional joy and sweetness symbol. We have this overflowing bowl, and so this is all about enjoying pleasures and receiving prosperity and letting yourself enjoy life and abundance. So this shows that there is indeed already a lot of abundance in your life. Or if you're not seeing it yet, it will come. Something is coming. So if you've been struggling with some project, some money, or even with some relationship, you can be assured that on a daily life basis, on a practical way, it is coming and you will be able to enjoy it. So this is a very positive omen. And of course, then we have this forgiveness card from the past life oracle, with 2 white doves flying free, and they symbolize release and healing. So perhaps you need to literally forgive someone for not understanding you, for misusing you, for not responding to you in the way you wanted. So this is basically the big let go card. And then you will be able to accept all this abundance into your life. Maybe it is about a person, or it is about a project. Maybe you need to forgive yourself that you haven't gone through some things that you wanted to. Maybe you didn't see them concluded or finished. Just let it go. Conclude that story, let go of the old story, and enjoy the abundance that is coming into your life. And there is a lot of beautiful things coming into your life, so enjoy them without guilt. So now let's continue with the position 5. This is about opportunities around you. This is about abundance that is already present, but perhaps you're not noticing it. So here we have a very interesting set of cards. We have the High Priestess, Message in the bottle, and Persecution and Inquisition card. And this figure in the Persecution card, this is from the Past Life Oracle, really resembles that High Priestess in the first card. They look almost the same. So this may be a theme that you're dealing with. Perhaps you are literally dealing with the fear of being punished or persecuted if you speak your truth, if you give your message. But since this is about abundance that you don't see, which is already present, but you don't see it, it looks like you won't be really harmed if you speak your mind. We started the reading with the King of Swords, and that is definitely someone who speaks their mind. So your abundance is coming from your clarity, from your wisdom, from your understanding. And this is the way also to align with your heart and with your true connections. Aligning with the heart is very much concerned with speaking your truth. Heart and throat are very much connected. Heart cannot breathe if you don't allow the words that are there to come out through your throat. So you need to say something, you need to express yourself, and this is your abundance. So this spread may be reflecting to those who chose this spread that you have something to say, that you have something to resolve, perhaps even with some authority figure, as that King of Swords was indicating. The spread is saying to you that you are mature enough, strong enough, and intelligent enough to be able to face it and gain something from it. So if this is about some relationship, speaking your truth will bring abundance and great developments in your connection. Because here we see this high priestess looking at these phases of the moon. If you look at the card, she's watching the moon changing. And well, the high priestess card is connected with the moon because she is the goddess, and the moon was as important as the sun. So you have to give yourself the importance that belongs to you. You have to reach for the treasures that are present for you, and this may be in the form of saying something and claiming your truth. Also, if you've been expecting some message, something to be expressed to you, it will happen, because this is the position of abundance that you don't see yet. So if you are afraid to speak, if you are afraid to be spoken to, maybe you are afraid to hear what the other person has to say, these may come from your old wounds of persecution, when you spoke your truth and you were persecuted for that. So perhaps this is something to forgive and let go. And the whole spread is actually speaking about finding your true connections, aligning with the right people, which will not happen if you hold back, and which will not happen if you don't complete your projects and your existent relationships, which may no longer serve you. So don't be afraid to speak, don't be afraid to express yourself. So now we come to the 6th position. This is about spiritual support. This is about guidance from higher self. So what the spirit is helping you, how the universe is helping you to stay aligned with abundance. And again, we have a very introspective card. We have the Hermit card, this elderly person holding a lantern, usually, where the lantern here is behind him, shining light, interestingly, on his back. Even though the landscape that he's watching is also clear. So his back is lit. This may suggest that your past is clear. Something from the past, something from the back is being cleared. So you need to take a look into your past patterns, in order not to repeat the past. So now the spirit, or your higher self, or whatever you may call it, is guiding you to go into introspection and find truth within yourself, and also clear the past. There may be some clues hiding in your past connections or past situations, and these past situations are being cleared and healed, as this light suggests. And then, well, we have beautiful cards, higher power, and then trust and faith. Beautiful message from the spirit. So trust this divine light. You are connected to this higher whole, and you are being guided. And there is also an element of divine timing. So the opportunities, the messages, the projects, the relationships, whatever is coming to you in the right time. So something greater than you is supporting you. And we have this courage and faith, trust and faith figure in the past life oracle card, which shows that you may have inherited faith and courage from your past. You may have gone through trials already. It's quite evident that you did, because it's something that we all go through. Human incarnation is not an easy one. So you already have tested your faith and courage, so trust it now. The spread is simply suggesting that wait, be quiet, be silent, don't force anything, and the opportunities are coming. In fact, they are already present. The milk and honey are already flowing. And then we come to the final position, which is about the harvest and the outcome. So what abundance will manifest when you follow this path? And we have this beautiful card, Seven of Pentacles, which is about pausing and reflecting, as we see this gardener reflecting on what is growing in the soil. This is a card of course, of a certain progress and long-term success and investments, and we need to see which direction to take. So you have planted your seeds, now you're waiting for them to grow. This is a Saturn card, so it usually brings quite a lot of fear of failure, of fear of your seeds not being able to bear any fruits, but don't go into that direction. Trust that indeed your seeds are bringing something very tangible, something very beautiful. And we see with the Lawyer heart, with two owls resting together across, on the top of this heart. And this is all about partnership and love, about loyal and faithful partnership. And then we see the spirituality and religion card, which is again about higher purpose. And we see again the light shining upon the scripture. So it is saying that you have something to shed light on. You need to uncover some truths within you. Maybe learn something about yourself, learn about your truth, and speak your truth. And then you can also, of course, attract devotional people and devotional situations into your life, projects that will reflect your devotion. So in a way, life is testing you whether you are devoted to your own heart and your own path. And it's not always easy to know that. Sometimes we need to err and make a lot of mistakes to recognize what is our path, in fact. It's very easy to say, follow your path. We don't know what the path is. So don't be worried and forgive yourself if you get lost sometimes. It's part of the progress. It's part of the discovery. And in this reading, we had two candles lit in the Hermit card, and now here in the spirituality and religion we have this beautiful candle. So the light is there, you've turned on the light, and now trust this light, and you are going to connect with people and situations that will be deeply healing and reflecting your own spiritual values and devotion. Whether in love or friendship or community or maybe partnerships, you will find the support, a lasting and faithful support. And this also shows that your path of abundance is deeply connected to your spirituality. So maybe this is inviting you to uncover your spiritual tendencies, to go deeper into discovering who you are, into meditating, into any kind of self-healing. So you are opening the path of illuminating your inner world, and this will help you align with the right people, with the right situations, and also with the right circumstances. So listen to your inner voice, respond to your higher calling. Don't be afraid to speak about it, talk about it, live it. Don't be afraid to hear the truth from other people as well. Don't fear authority, because you are your own authority. And let go of stories and relationships or projects that are not aligned with you. So this whole reading for the group 2 is about being aligned with your soul, with your heart. And this is a very important step that you're taking, and this will bring lots of joy and lots of abundance into your life. In fact, it's already bringing it. It's already there. I hope this resonated. I wish you good luck.